Welcome everybody to another OtaKrew movie night. With us today is Mr. JcGreen.
How's it going?
Dustin, aka TheHyruleBard.
Yo, what's up?
And our special guest, BobTheSamurai.
Hey, everybody.
Beautiful. Alright, so we're going to get into this. It's called Angel's Egg. None of us know what it's about, even though Bob's seen it several times. We have no idea. So, if everybody's ready, let's all hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Static sound. I love
Lots
it
of,
already.
Advertisement here.
Mm-hmm.
Hands.
Yes.
I would throw a Smash Brother reference here, but I don't know.
Huh.
Is there supposed to be sound right now?
Not sure. I'm
Like
not
checking my audio level.
I was just the same thing.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Oh, I think I found the Angel's Egg.
Yes, I did.
That's an egg.
Yes.
No, you can't be sure of that. We know it's an oval.
I see a bird.
It might be raw Stephon. I'm not really positive it's a bird. I hope to God that's not.
Those eyes are gonna open.
No
No.
way.
Originality, I can see it.
Well, this movie's almost as old as me, so.
Ah, they didn't open.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know,
Dustin.
I've never seen it before, so.
You got schooled, son.
I was already got my full
That
attention.
guy looks like he cares so much.
Red sky. I don't know, guys.
It's usually a good sign.
Yeah, but I don't know, I'm kind of getting sick from red.
From red?
He's
Yeah.
preferring red line.
Oh. I see. Best static image of all time?
I always wonder what that object to the left is supposed to be.
It's like radio receptors or something.
Satellite.
It looks like it summons aliens and then tortures them.
Mm.
I wonder if they get HD television reception.
From that giant antenna?
Yeah.
So HD wasn't even a thing back in the 80s.
No, they get D.
Well, we don't know what year this anime takes place, so.
Oh, that's fair.
Fair enough, fair enough.
NBC.
Vatty.
That can be a little creepy.
How is this creepy?
Statues.
I don't see anything creepy about this.
That's cheap.
No.
I've seen this like so many times at this point. I'm looking at the facial details of all the statues. They are trying to make out stuff. There's like so many small little details I look at because I've seen it so many times.
It does seem incredibly detailed.
There are a lot of assumptions that I can make.
Tea is ready.
I could make assumptions to make the movie look like it's about 5 or 6 different movies, or it's trying to go 5 or 6 different directions, but at the end, there's really nothing that is so groundbreaking that it really seals it.
That's kind of interesting, though.
Yeah, it's like an ink blot,
Ooh.
basically.
It's like a Rorschach test.
Who are you?
Oh, hey, look, a Rorschach test.
Oh, look at that.
This was around a time when, CGI, there was none.
Yeah,
Which is a good thing, honestly.
85, I think. 85,
CGI
86.
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. I prefer a non-CGI experience.
Same here.
I like how things look bad, but you can tell that they went out of their way to make them look that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can easily tell.
Like her hair.
Yeah, this is my favorite type of anime.
Art, yeah,
the
well,
old ones.
Well, art, yeah, because artists can get like fine detail when it's not CGI, or like it's actually attention to detail. Even the art style back then was very, very reminiscent of that, which I really like.
Old movies were where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
They had the budget to do all the details in the
So
series.
I'm guessing
were-
she's an angel.
And the practical effects. We don't know that yet. We just know she has an egg and has just woken up.
Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure everyone's got their snacks.
Yep, that's some popcorn.
Oh, I got
For some
my-
reason,
got
I'm
my
getting
salted peanuts,
Castlevania
some fruit.
vibes from this.
Castlevania?
Huh.
Yeah, because Alucard and most of the Castlevania characters all have white hair. Like in the covers of the games. I don't know.
I thought Simon Belmont had, like, not white hair.
He has red hair, but
Yeah.
well, on the covers there's like white hair for all the characters.
No, I see where you're coming from. The whites and reds and, like, orangish stuff.
Which orange is red's complement color, so
Hmm?
yeah. Yeah. No, wait, that's blue and orange. Never mind.
Yeah, it's red and green, son.
Yeah,
Blue
it's
and
red.
orange
opposite
are
on the cover.
contrasting colors.
Oh, is it contrasting?
Mm-hmm. Complementaries when they're next to each other.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Damn.
Huh. The more you
Learn
know.
something new every day.
Okay, did I go blind?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, there we go.
Title.
Double title: Angel's Egg, Angel's Egg.
Mm,
Triple
maybe it's two
title
eggs.
with the subtitle.
Hmm.
So meta.
Kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho Poltergeist Report. Poltergeist Report. Poltergeist Report.
Yo, dog, I heard you like
Poltergeist.
titles. So put a title in your title.
Put a title in title. She really
egg.
likes that egg.
I was about to say, yeah, same thing.
I mean, I like eggs, but damn.
Eggs are pretty delicious, pretty good.
Oh,
but she
it's
loves
true.
that
Crack
egg.
that open and make one hell of an omelet.
Oh, yeah.
It could be a big ass omelet.
Make one hell of an angel omelet.
Might take better.
Hopefully it doesn't fly away.
That's what you cook it.
Or start Armageddon.
Release Satan. Oh, God.
Release the hell spawn. Make an egg sandwich out of it.
7 minutes in, I've been getting nothing but surreal.
I see they love silhouettes.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the contrasts so far.
No, yeah, the decisions are really, really good in terms
Hell yeah.
of visuals, but at the same
I
time,
mean,
it's
it's better in this type of anime, especially. I mean, it works with this type of art style.
oh yeah, absolutely. It's just a little bit much. I mean, we've been staring at what looks to be a sweet pea bound to the earth for
I
like
mean,
a minute.
If like
And
God.
she ran in my
casual-
face.
Okay. If a casual
Hey,
watcher
yeah,
is
hey,
watching this,
that's,
they would definitely say this hasn't aged well, but I don't know.
Definitely an angel.
It's
She just,
aged
lost
beautifully.
some shit. Either she had a bunch of
That's
chickens
interesting.
on her, because she had a bunch of wings coming out of her when she ran past us.
Yeah. So she might be an angel. Maybe she's
I'm
protecting
going with that.
We'll go with the latter.
Okay.
Damn, that's good purple. I'm
Did you
sorry.
taste
I'm
it?
sorry.
Purple.
I love purple.
Comparing this to the Blu-ray version, you can see so much more because it's actually so much brighter than this version.
I can
we're seeing
imagine.
here. You can see
People
so much.
I can imagine.
people just don't give credit enough for Blu-rays and anime. Like anime and Blu-ray, you can just get so much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need money, of course, so that way I can buy a Blu-ray.
Well, this isn't even licensed here, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Wow.
No, it's not.
Huh.
I'd love to own it. I'm sitting here with money in hand.
Like,
I
Yeah,
was
my damn
looking on Amazon, like,
I shove it in their face and they like,
I
nope.
didn't find anything.
I'd
I'll pay you
rather
double.
license this new ecchi anime.
yeah, exactly.
That's the state of our community.
God.
Yep. People like ecchi. They don't like true arts.
Oh, she had a jug of water the whole time.
Of course.
Oh.
I don't know where she got that from.
That's
That's a damn good question.
Actually, I think the jugs are very important.
Oh, okay. I thought
Notice-
she had the egg the whole time.
If you notice the qualities of the water jugs here, it's something really weird. Some things that I noticed.
Like, they kind of look like giant meth pipes.
Well, not only that, but it's
God
just the
damn.
way the water acts inside of the flask. It's kind of weird.
Interesting. Gabe, I
Big
do.
ass
Incredibly
meth
clean
pipe.
water.
Glasses. or
I do
whatever,
appreciate you,
bottles.
Gabe. Like, you know, comparing like your real life, you know, outside life
Vials.
to like the anime. You know, some meth.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta share in.
Cooking meth in my underpants.
Like a pro.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Is it ink from Batman Beyond?
Yeah.
I think it's something
I
else,
think-
but
Yeah, it's an ink effect, like to make water look like it's reflecting.
I just want to acknowledge like the music's really getting me into it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It really is helping set the mood.
A lot of transition effects here.
I think that this is actually very significant, but I can't say why.
Okay.
Bob, I feel like you probably wish you would know, but you just still don't know after 10 times.
No, I know.
Oh,
There's
you do?
another form that is taking aside from ink.
Oh.
You can see more clearly at the end there.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe it's because I know.
Wow, that is awesome.
That is really cool.
Wow.
Especially the shading effect that they're
Oh, yeah.
using.
I like that. Alright.
Good transition.
The thing with this movie is you pick up clues, but you really don't pick up anything like big enough to really sink your teeth into.
I can tell.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So that just happened. They put some time into that hair, man.
No, no.
She whips her hair back and forth, Gabe.
Oh, no,
How dare you.
no.
No.
Well, it was good having you, Dustin.
Get out.
No. No. I was trying to make a joke there.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I know you tried that.
Actually, the reason why I recommended this movie was I was tempted to do this by myself and just watch it and just do like a one-man video on it and just assume that everybody else is watching it with me.
That's what we try to do here. I don't know if people do that.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they do. It's kind of weird to just watch some people listen to a movie and
Oh, I know.
talk
It's
about
like,
it when they're not actually watching it themselves.
Yeah, that was a little bit odd.
And you're sitting
Yeah,
there playing
like,
a game and thinking, well, they're 40 minutes in, so I guess there's the part where the guy got shot.
Like photographic memory of the movie. You're just sitting there remembering and laughing your ass off.
Sometimes I'll do that at work. I'll remember entire movies that I've seen. It's not as fun because I've seen them enough times to remember them, like Angel's Egg.
That must be awesome. I can barely remember anything.
Yeah, but it's like I'm sitting there remembering it, and it's still boring as hell because I've seen it so many times. It's different when you're actually
It's weird. I
watching
have
it.
terrible short-term memory. Like weird moments. Like I randomly remember, and then I ask them like, "Oh, you remember that moment?" You're like, "Nope." I'm like,
Nope.
I thought everyone did.
And we have another flask.
Another one?
You
This
know,
one
I
looks
kind of
like a
like this type of, character design. Like, I'm just not used to seeing it like this, because I'm more used to seeing, big-eyed girls,
Yeah.
cute.
I'm very open-minded when it comes to anime. I mean, I can sit back watching.
I mean,
lot of
this
the
is
first
a
and the prime
welcoming
ones.
thing to me, really,
Oh, I feel
because I've been seeing more anime like this.
Did
Yeah,
anybody
everyone-
notice that the flask under the fountain wasn't overflowing yet it was filled?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
thinking that actually while Dustin was talking. I was like, wait, shouldn't that be like just overflowing?
Because they've already demonstrated that they have enough ability to allow water to flow. We had that big scene where they were animating the water.
Right.
They can make
I think
it
they
spill
forgot
over,
to
but they
put it
didn't
in
want
there.
to.
Interesting.
I think it was just an animation, an animation mistake.
We'll see more.
I will say this: from what we watched, I kind of think they probably did that on purpose. Just from what I've
I don't-
watched thus far.
Yeah.
I don't think there were too many mistakes in this. They were very meticulous. There's a lot of detail.
Yeah. They spend a lot of time on their scenes. Like, each shot, there's a lot of time spent on it. So it's got to be something meticulous. There's no way that was just a mistake.
What they do in a lot of these, where it's just panning across, it's just one picture that somebody painted, and they just pan across it.
Yeah.
There isn't really a whole lot that they're actually doing.
I love the abstract
No, yeah,
scenes
Dustin.
here.
No, but the way I look at, because like you mentioned, Dustin, you're like, oh, maybe it's just a mistake on the art style or the animation side. But like, no, because I mean, because literally, yeah, like all these shots
I
can
don't
all
know.
panned.
I
like, the
might
whole
go
time.
back and watch that scene.
Because the only thing here that's actually animated is the girl. The rest are just paintings, and they pan
Yeah.
the camera.
I mean, that's what I like about it. I mean, backgrounds, are abstract.
It's like this Victorian town that they're in, and then this thing pops up.
It looks like Boba Fett's jet, and no, it doesn't. Like, immediately.
Maybe I go back to your aliens idea. Okay.
I don't even know anymore. Are we the aliens? What are you trying to tell me?
They look like very biomechanical tanks all lined up, but then
That's
again,
the first
they're
thing
so
that came to my mind,
close.
like a tank or something.
Yeah. But they're so close to
yep.
each other, it looks like they could be connected. But then again, like, the style of them is very strange and unique because it's got all these little cables and stuff going everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's got wheels, too. It doesn't look like it has threads, but...
It's almost like bioorganic steampunk.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah,
Kind of like
there's
with
that guy from
Guyver.
before.
Perfect
Yeah.
combination of... you see the poses are pumping there? And his
Wow,
feet
that's
are leaving an impression on it.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Huh, there goes the tank.
So I'm not sure if he was inside it or not, because if he was, there's probably nobody
I think
driving
he came
it.
out of it. I saw him come out of it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think there's room for
these
two in there, though.
expressions. Huh.
So,
It's like
I
just
want your egg.
yeah, it's just a one man. It's constantly they all have just one emotion. Like, yeah, you know what I want. You know what I
Split
want.
an omelet.
I want that on.
Oh,
Need
good
that
hiding
to
spot.
Make a cake.
He'll never find me here.
You have the last egg on the...
Get it? Angel cake.
Oh, I see what you did there. I get it.
Run back out. What?
Why would you do that?
Oh,
Oh, I was really hoping he was standing there just staring.
just.
It's like where she was, not even at her. You gotta get some stamina.
I wonder how heavy that egg is.
It was a pretty big egg.
Yeah,
It
that was
is.
a big ass egg.
Sounds like a harpsichord for the music.
I love the soundtrack here. I actually went through and I found the OST of this. I have it on my computer, actually. I was going through looking at the titles of the songs, trying to find clues, and there was a few titles here that actually gave me clues into my hypothesis
Jelly.
about what it's about.
That's kind of awesome.
Again,
It's like
I'd
the
love to buy the
subtlety
soundtrack, money in hand. But
It's there.
Hey,
I mean,
Zelda
we're only-
potion.
We're only like maybe 15 minutes in, and I don't see how this isn't a bigger thing.
Ah,
Like
she's
I've never
pouring
heard
out
of
the
it.
Zelda potion.
I don't know. I'm still trying to like slowly tie everything together. All I know is like this happened, that. And, like,
I wonder if that red is any significance, because so far it's the only non-water liquid that we've seen in one of those flasks.
Yeah, I was
it was
wondering
definitely
that
the
too,
brightest color that I've been seeing that stood out. For the most part.
Damn, that is good right there. The water
agree.
fountain. Oh my
See, they have the
God.
ability to make water overflow. They had the chance to earlier, but decided not to.
I mean, even with this art style, I mean, I'm used to seeing CG, for animating water.
Yeah.
But this,
Wait, what?
they managed to do it without using CG. They just animated it all.
You guys notice
frame
anything
by frame.
strange about this the water inside that jug there?
Yeah.
Straight up. That was the first time I was like, what?
I was thinking that, yeah. That is weird.
This water.
And we're gonna get something else. If you can catch it.
It's like a Pink Floyd music video. What is happening?
Oh, it doesn't break.
Or it doesn't spill. But I think I can't tell if she dropped it in the water or out of the water.
Yeah.
But it was enough that
by the shadow, it was out?
and then there's all these people there we didn't see before either.
Wait, what?
Oh, hello.
Back away slowly.
Didn't see the stormtroopers.
Go!
I thought ACDC music was gonna play.
It was pretty interesting when she filled it up. It didn't quite look like it was filled, and then she held it up, and it looked like there wasn't any water inside it, but it looked like water was everywhere else, kind of.
I couldn't tell if there was water stained on the outside of it, or if it was like some sort of gelatinous water that had just like frozen solid.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
I was about to say,
it's either coming inside of it or it's outside of it. I don't know.
Yeah, that was really odd.
Yeah, it just stood out right when Dustin died. I was like, what the fuck? Huh.
Transition.
There's no dialogue yet either.
No, not
even once.
Which I'm kind of happy for.
No, I think it definitely brings more to the table.
I've seen movies where there's no dialogue before.
Like Space Odyssey until it gets to the end.
Huh.
Like, for example, one of the Pixar movies, like in the first, I think for the first hour, there's no dialogue.
WALL-E?
Yeah, WALL-E. Like,
yeah.
I believe the first hour, there's no dialogue at all.
Is that jam, or is she just
I think that's
blood?
Jam. I don't want
Yeah, it's like jelly.
What?
What?
Oh, okay. She was being super careful.
Yeah. Don't want to crack that egg. You never know
I
what
keep
might
thinking
come out of
about, I can't shake the thought about, if this movie were made today, what it would look like every time she lifted her skirt. Because I can guarantee you, whoever animated it would just have to go there and show a panty shot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, well, no market for it. Gotta show the panties. Like,
I know. Sick fucks.
See, they know how to do, like, water effects, clearly.
Yeah.
So whatever was done beforehand had to be on purpose. Because there's so little animation in this, it's mostly just art with her being animated around it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think anything that they do animate is done very meticulously and on purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that.
Using the ink effects, you know, it actually, I think that's the, you know, thing that actually gets me with this, you know, the way that they use the ink effect in such a way that actually makes this original, you know.
Mm-hmm. Also, they have a great usage of the color palette as well. Everything.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
It's very moody.
Because I've hardly seen anime that have used, you know, that technique.
Mm-hmm. She stands out in a very subtle way, whereas he stands out in a much more stark way, and I really enjoy that, just by color palette alone.
I see what you mean.
Because she has very muted pink tones that kind of fit in with, like, the white and black style, but he's, like, browns and, like, green, blue, like, very life and earth-like.
He matches everything else there, while she was the one who arrived from somewhere else.
It's really interesting. Why you gotta be a dick?
Whale.
Oh,
Finally
they broke it. They broke the silent trope. Aw.
Were there supposed to be... Was I supposed to know what that line... What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
See, that's the scene where I think if this was animated today,
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
you are 100% right.
I love how they drew every single one of her hairs.
Yeah,
Oh my god, yeah.
that is seriously time consuming.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just scribbles, but still, it's a lot of work for every frame.
I would like to know the conversation, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're supposed to know what they're saying, right?
Yeah, no, not really.
I mean, it's an egg, of course, so there's supposed to be something inside, obviously.
I have assumptions about it, but this
So
isn't...
are there? There's no subtitles for that?
Oh, hold on.
I'm watching subtitles.
Yeah, I have subtitles, but there was something that they say. I can't really hear it. I just remember sounds that I've heard before, but I remember them saying something that wasn't actually translated. But
He was asking
pretty much.
if
I just looked it up. Pretty much, because there's a subtitle version like the next video over. Apparently, he's just mentioning, I don't know who you are. He's mentioning, I have your egg. I don't want you to break it. Blah blah. It's very
No, he
subtle
was asking
conversation.
her if she knew what was inside the egg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just figured out what subtitles are and how to use them. I'm so good at internets.
Mine just automatically popped up. I didn't even think anything about it.
Yeah, mine too.
I wasn't even
Oh,
worried
must be
about
nice.
it because there's so little dialogue. I just remember.
I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory. I figured it was something about the egg, who are you type stuff.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
could be very.
It wasn't
important
that
for
major.
your first viewing.
I would consider the music as a universal language.
Oh, yeah,
No.
music can
I think it's
portray
said
that.
more than the dialogue has, definitely.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
it
it
could say a
has
lot
more.
for the
It has
medium.
more to contain than the dialogue. The music does. Don't follow me, you creepy guy.
Throw the egg at him. That'll teach him.
Throw eggs at his house.
Has anyone noticed any symbolism?
The cross thing on his back?
I'm guessing.
Aside from that, no.
He's he believes in God. I'm guessing. I mean, the
there's
cross
angels, maybe?
is.
I'm not gonna.
I know the cross isn't just a Christian symbol. It's also a symbol of the Crusades. I believe. I'm not sure.
Well, cross
My
can mean
history
many
is
different
not that
things,
good.
but many people speculate that it was very symbolic for this film because of the past of Mamoru Oshii. But I don't know.
Of who?
I was just curious to see what you guys saw.
I mean, I just, I don't know. Is he supposed to be, like, a crazy religious person that won't leave you alone?
Pay attention to his hands.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look.
Damn, they know how to animate hair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. You know.
I mean, not like sole attention to his hands, but eventually you'll notice.
Keep a close eye.
Also, we have another flask, but that one's not completely full either.
How many did we bump into? Like 4 or 5 by now?
I think there's a special significance about keeping them halfway full.
Huh.
He doesn't want any water.
And that upsets her greatly.
What the hell was that?
A friend of mine I watched this with, she had a very good idea of what the water means as a whole. The water itself might be symbolic, which, you know, there's so many different things that people say and that people can understand about watching this movie.
I think there's a lot to take in with this movie, honestly.
I think I probably have the wrong approach to it by thinking about literal, you know, what the water does instead of what the water means. Kind of like when I was looking at the overflowing jug that it wasn't overflowing.
Basically, you think it's more or less the meaning is revolves around the jugs, and the water just kind of helps upon that kind of thing. And then the soldiers. Okay. Interesting.
You hear their footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. The fish have come out. Okay.
I hope that's accurate.
Fish.
Yes.
That's a lot of fish. So I'm guessing the fish are those statues that are moving, or those
See his
military
hand?
men.
It's wrapped up.
Yeah.
It wasn't wrapped
Is
up
he-
before.
It wasn't?
No.
Oh.
His hand's wrapped up. He has a ponytail, and he kind of is dressed up like a monk.
He's
he's
carrying a
carries a
big
cross.
cross on his back.
Is he Jesus?
Is he a follower of Jesus?
Is he Miroku? He better not be fucking Miroku.
But you hear the footsteps of the people. They're not actually. They don't sound like people.
No, they sound like
There's
tin
the
cans.
fish.
Yeah.
Y'all suck at fish catching.
Come on.
You remember what the girl said earlier about the fish?
You guys need to learn how to use a
They're not
harpoon,
anywhere.
man.
But the people are still chasing them.
No one just see it, walk right by it. Oh, okay. Oh, multiple.
Damn.
And such a small scene like that. Ultimately, it's irrelevant, but they went to so much detail to animate the glass shattering.
Yeah. And everybody running around. That's the most animation we've seen thus far.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, this isn't really bad.
No, not at all.
No, I never really had that word in mind.
Ow.
Fade to black.
This time around watching the movie, I'm wondering if there's a significance of the color red, because there have been
Oh,
a few
'cause they're red.
times.
There might be. I mean,
Well, because the red in the jar, that cape or that scarf, I'm not sure what was on the wall.
And then you had her jam, and then you had the red in the flask, but then you see her being the only one who interacts with it.
Right.
True.
Even though the guy got out of a red tank, so it might just be me looking for something that's not there. His tank was red.
I feel like you gotta dive into something, figure out whatever this whole overall thing means. I guess.
And that's just something I noticed this time around. I
Right.
didn't notice it the
Oh.
last time.
Well, that's just the greatness of like these kind of films. Take one time experience is not enough. You need to go back and back to see more and more what you missed.
Yeah, there is a lot going on in here.
Yeah, I
Well,
wouldn't
clearly
remember
we're
any-
in some kind of cathedral auditorium.
That's what I was kind of going with when I saw the glass.
They did some
It's
beautiful
glowing.
work on the stained glass. Mm-hmm. And we've already seen before that they can cast shadow on her very well.
Honestly, the whole time that I've been watching this, I've been thinking that the way she holds the egg, she looks pregnant, or like they're trying to convey pregnancy. And I thought, oh, because she's so young, clearly virgin, so Virgin Mary thing? Is
And
that...
then he's got the cross, and okay, I
that's
see
what-
what you're trying to tie in.
That's
Okay.
definitely
like-
another symbolic
bad
thing
assumption.
they have here.
Since like the first 5-10 minutes, I was thinking about that.
like the birth of Christ or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Big
this
shade
scene
of
here looks
darkness and
very
mystery.
much like she's pregnant.
So
Yeah.
you're saying like they're trying to symbolize the nativity story?
I'm not saying
difficult to
that.
tell.
The fish is a big thing. I don't know.
Yeah, fish is another thing because, you know, Jesus was like, let there be fish.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah. Let there be fish. I want to see fish. Yeah. That's when he asked God for fish and bread.
Yeah.
I don't see bread though.
Actually, I think there's another meaning for the fish being here. It's easy to make the connection, but I think that there's another meaning for them being here. But then again, I'm looking at it as more of a literal sense. But
Never
big.
know.
yeah, we see more later.
One more fish. And the guy.
All for yours.
And one thing that's weird about this scene is we don't see the window have a shadow cast on it.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
But then again, that might have been an animation.
Is it just a straight up cross he's holding, or what is that?
It could have been a
Looks like
gun or a sword. After so
Yeah.
many viewings, I'm just certain it's a cross at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a crossbow at some form of crossbow.
I'm guessing
good.
he's a priest or something. I mean, why would he be carrying a cross?
I don't know, man.
Well,
Never
he
know.
steps out on one of those biomechanical-looking tanks, and he has that weapon that looks very biomechanical. So it could be that they want you to think it's a cross, but then again, there's reason to
You
disbelieve
guys
that.
suck.
There's reasons for what now?
There's reasons to disbelieve it because it just looks like their modern technology of this town that we're in.
Right.
Because his tanks were assembled.
Hey, you're
similarly.
vandalizing my house. Stop.
This is so... Like, because these guys are colored in such a way that they almost look like a memory or a ghost.
Yeah.
I
me, they
was
look
going
like
kind of ghosts or
statues.
spirits.
Like
That's
stone
what I was-
Yeah,
statues.
that's what I was
something
like
going.
shadows.
But they're clearly having an effect on the city, unless the only things they're affecting are also ghost memories.
This is just
Probably
like a whole
memories.
new. Could be. Memories of like the town being attacked by fish people. Yeah.
And they're not interacting with the only other two humans, which are in full color, so...
What do you think the
Yeah.
shadows itself represents if you look past the fish?
Darkness.
Well,
Honestly, kind of want to say Satan.
I don't want to say Satan. It does count for a gun.
Demons,
Yeah,
like
okay,
inner
yeah.
demons. Or
What if it's part of the history from the past, like a memory?
Right,
Yeah,
like the
past.
history, like this particular city has like a dark history, like some kind of war-torn,
Yeah.
war
That makes sense.
between
I mean-
man and fish.
Well, not necessarily man and fish, but it definitely makes sense
No,
with like the
I'm
whole
thinking-
darkness of like why they stand out, why they're not interacting with the people that are actually there. So it makes sense.
That's kind of what I'm guessing. Like something happened to the city, like in the past.
I'm thinking
and
something happened to the water.
The
it has to do with the water. Yeah.
the song that plays in that moment is called
Mm-hmm.
"Memories of Water."
There you go.
Oh.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking, is that the city or something else is replaying the memory of what happened to the water, which is why all the fish are gone. But I'm unsure as to what would be replaying that memory or how.
And now he's in water.
Yeah, we have
I
more
mean,
than
Is he
you.
water
standing
is
in or walking
definitely
on?
a theme in this.
Well, yeah, clearly.
Oh God.
It seems like one of the biggest themes.
Jeez. Best skill. No. No.
Water.
No, that's just a code kind of thing.
Huh.
This way.
Is this like another biblical reference to the whale?
Oh, okay,
It
strap.
could
Because
be.
the first thing I saw was like I thought this was a skeleton, but then I saw like the whole overarching thing. And I was just like, oh, maybe it's like cove or something. But no, never mind. Going back with the whale thing. Bones and stuff, fish, maybe. Now,
This is where
hieroglyphics.
It looks
I
like
don't
an obelisk.
know. Tree.
Tree. The tree of knowledge?
Hmm.
Giant bird sleeping with an egg.
Well, that's what we got from the first scene.
And I'm guessing a giant bird could symbolize an angel.
Right. I don't think it's quite that simple.
I
It's
don't
not.
know.
they give you something
Clearly.
else to disbelieve that statement in a bit.
I mean, yeah, birds lay eggs too.
I laid an egg once.
Not that big.
You'd be
Well,
surprised.
I don't know.
Also, look
Hey,
at all
flasks.
these flasks.
Flasks aplenty.
Oh my god, I got plenty to go around.
Pay attention to how much water is in each flask.
Oh, they're all...
About half.
Oh yeah, half.
They're all about half full.
Jeez.
Maybe it's teaching you to think positively.
Mm.
Wait, what? Oh, I'm wrong.
That one looks...
Yeah, that one.
Every
does
time
look
I
full,
say some
actually.
shit.
It's like, nope. Step back. Oh, there's scope. Okay.
Also, pay attention to all of the fossils and everything on the walls,
Yeah, that's what I was
like
staring
that
at.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think there might be some significance to where they're placed.
I mean, I can probably guess that the fossils represent the past.
Well, when we were talking about like how there was missing water in the town and how it kind of like went to like a shade of darkness. That could maybe that could tie into it.
Yeah.
Fossils
the
of
water
everything
as
of everything
well.
they lost from the water, maybe. I don't know.
I'm guessing a flood, maybe?
Opposite, like a drought.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking, like a
Or a
drought or some
drought.
kind of poison in the water.
Like if like
Pollution,
there'd be
something like
fish
that.
everywhere if there was.
I think you're missing a big biblical flood reference.
Huh.
Yeah, Noah's Ark.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Oh god.
You're correct.
I'm not even religious, but I find all this interesting. Interesting to see what other people
I'm
say.
guessing religion does play some sort of role in this.
There's too many points that kind of lead on it. I know there's more to it, but it just leads on to like partial points of it.
That's why the fish were. Oh wow.
He's just yep.
That makes a ton of sense now.
Yep.
Wow. I totally quit thinking biblically and started thinking more like paranormally, and then yeah, no, the flood totally makes sense now. That's why they were silhouetted on the walls.
I mean, there's nothing wrong thinking biblically because there's a lot of things.
No, I had
you
just
could-
changed my train of thought. It wasn't that I like thought, oh, it's not biblical. It's totally, there's something biblical about it, obviously, but I regret that I made them.
Yeah. Yep. 40 days and 40 nights. Noah. But it's probably not as plain as we think it is.
I'm not religious either, and I probably would. Well, I
But
probably
yeah,
would carry on to
Noah's
that.
Ark.
But, oh well.
It's 40 days, 40 nights, and then 7 days. That's how long it took for the flood to dry up.
Now he's saying it again. Oh, there's the ark floats on the surface of the water. Okay.
Oh, so this is the Ark.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I would have to say that
Only Noah.
this scene and also the scene where he talked about the giant tree kind of play against each other.
Tree of Life, maybe?
They don't
You-
cancel
one-
each other out, but they give you two different ways of looking at it, conflicting
Right.
your thoughts.
I get you.
Because you're automatically thinking about the arc. I'll let this dialogue scene pass.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta remember what the tree does and how he explained it.
Yeah, the tree very much seemed like the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
But didn't he
least
say
wait.
that the tree rose up and sucked the life from the earth, turned everything to stone?
But, I mean, at the same time, that could be taken really metaphorically, because when Adam and Eve ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that's kind of what happened. Like, it took the, quote-unquote good from them, and then we were infected with sin and evil. So, I mean, that could be taken very metaphorically.
And then we also have the soldiers, which appear to be made of stone.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Animals are turned to
Turn
stone.
to stone.
Oh, there, you just got to it.
Just said it.
One thing I really noticed in this movie is that it gives you a little piece of bread to chew on for a bit, and then it just takes it out of your mouth with something else.
Yeah. Showing just the memory of a person who's gone. Well, sounding like the bird is the metaphor for God.
Could
And it's
be.
interesting because everybody thinks that. I thought that at first too, but then we're about to see. Within a few
Gives
seconds
you
here.
something, and just like you said,
And takes
gives
it
you
away.
something and it just takes it away. I'm like,
I'm
God.
thinking that it used so many Christian religious symbolism here just to
Like surface it kind of thing.
mindfuck the majority of people, because just out of sheer how many people would understand these references, they would think one thing, but then if you think about it, they give you reason to take that away.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But what's also really interesting is that we see that she landed in this area, but yet it looks as if she's been living here for
A long
decades.
time.
Yeah.
Well, with all the flasks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, look at that.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's freaking awesome. I just can't get over the fact this is not CG. Sorry.
You see this,
There's the bird.
look at the skull. It's not a
No,
bird.
it looks human-esque.
No,
Like an
yeah.
angel.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
I'm curious as to whether or not it's in a wall or if it's in a floor. It looks like a wall, maybe, by the way they're staring.
Yeah.
Probably the wall.
Because I think those would have two different meanings. A wall could be like it got trapped, but a floor is kind of like a fallen angel type thing.
Maybe.
Mm.
But then again, this whole movie, we thought that the bird would represent the angel, but now it doesn't. So what does the bird mean?
I still think the bird's God. Thus far. Just from what I have.
Could be, because the bird gives the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But, so why was it in the egg? And what gave birth to it?
They're trying
Well,
Jesus.
that's
I don't know.
that's the question everyone's been asking. What gave birth to
Yeah,
God?
chicken.
Where
what
did God
came
come
first,
from?
the chicken or the egg?
Oh.
No, why it would be rebirth from an egg, that could be the second coming of Messiah reference. What came before the bird, nobody knows, hence the dilemma of God. And at the beginning when he was talking about the tree of life, he talked about the skies opening and stuff like that. And so that, to me, all says God. Like, it all points towards the bird being God thus far, but I'm not sure.
It definitely
Because I
does, but it also could mean nothing at all, and that's the thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And both of his hands are actually bandaged, because,
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Did they switch the bandages?
no, he just didn't
I'm
reveal his
guessing
hands.
he might be Jesus.
That's what I'm thinking, because of the, you know...
He's
Well, he kept
carrying a
talking about,
cross
like,
and he
like,
has
I did
hose in
this,
his
I did
hands,
that.
Maybe.
Well, he kept referencing like I send 4 days of rain and back and forth, and he kept mentioning that back and forth. So he put this upon the town. So
But then again, if you follow the metaphors with this, he has nothing to do with that egg, but if the metaphors are correct, he would be the one with it, technically. Because,
Well, if the metaphor's correct and the bird is God, then he would be the one in the egg, wouldn't he?
well, no, because technically, if you were to look at it this way, he would have came from himself, so he could still have the egg.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really religious, you know.
not me either.
Well, me neither, and that's the thing about history and stories and stuff. You get
I mean,
a lot
I
of...
had to learn about the Bible. I mean,
Yeah.
You can still pick up like knowledge from what you would learn from other things that reference the original all the time. I mean, different medias do it all the time. I mean, different stories kind of symbolize different parts of religion, especially Christianity. So
Yeah.
There's
when
stuff
I
you
was
can
in
work off
college,
of.
I had to write an essay about that. You know, I had to write an essay about my version of the Nativity story. And I had to give evidence and everything to explain it. And
That's
I used-
interesting. They made
Yeah.
you do that.
Yeah.
They made...
Like, if the Bible didn't exist, you know, what would be my version
Oh,
of
okay,
the
that's
Nativity
a-
story?
That is pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
That's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, we couldn't use the Bible to reference anything, so...
Okay. Why is it
But also, I mean, don't know.
And the wrapping on his hands more like around his knuckles now. It's not.
Yeah, it's not around because I mean, where Jesus would have been hung would be from the wrist, not the palms like everybody thinks.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
true.
very
Because-
symbolic thing.
Because of the fact that all your weight, like when you're like if you're hung on a cross,
It would tear straight through your
Yeah,
palms.
it would.
Definitely.
You would rip your hands.
Yeah.
But even if
That's
you
why it
think
would
about
go-
where
It
it
was
would
through the
be
palms.
on your hand, it's still not there.
Wrist.
Yeah, even like in the typical where we think it was quote unquote type crap, it's still the bandage still aren't
Like
there.
if you
it's around
touch
his
your
fist.
wrist, there's a hole in your arm, like that goes that divides your bones.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
They
guessing.
would have put the spike, yeah.
Yeah.
So Jesus is kind of a little bit out of the question, slightly.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but
No, we can't. I mean, there's
Yeah,
so
literally
many
the only
different
thing that I
conflict.
had holding to that metaphor was the bandages and the cross, but
Also,
Those are really
there's
all we can
something
really build off.
I have about the
Like it-
way the water is rising right now. It's not so much as puddling as it is rising.
yeah, it's coming in waves. Like, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's
In
like it's
layers.
coming up instead of coming down.
yeah, the statues are fishermen. I'm just.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
looks like. More and more.
And I remember Jesus saying that he would make you fishers of men. or
I just
something.
imagine those things going. "Bleh."
Sorry.
I don't know why that shit made me happy. But no, yeah, the fishes. Yeah, no, I completely understand where you're coming from with that.
I don't know.
Sure does have a lot of flasks. So if he's not Jesus and we're sticking to like a biblical type thing, an apostle of some kind, Thomas maybe because he's doubting the whole thing.
Yeah.
But we have no reason
Well,
to
keep
believe
in
that
mind-
this is even the same universe, given everything we've seen.
Keep
Right,
in mind,
that's true.
most of
100%.
Jesus' disciples were also crucified as well. Like, I believe one of them, James, he was crucified upside down. So, you know, he could be a symbol of a disciple or apostle.
Yeah,
Or
that's
it
what I
could
was
be
thinking.
trying to throw you off, too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Huh. Let's see.
It could
so
So
just
it
many
does seem like-
possibilities here.
hmm
It's just it seems very heavy with biblical references.
Yeah,
for,
it definitely does.
Kind of like Ava, sort of.
Ava goes about it in a much different fashion though. This is more
Yeah.
blatant. This is like it's still subtle, but it's in your face a little bit more.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Like the only thing that's really in your face about Ava is the word angels and the big ass cross. Like aside from that, there's nothing super blatant about it.
And those are just arbitrary to look cool.
Exactly, those are incredibly arbitrary. Like the church scene in Cowboy Bebop, like it doesn't necessarily mean anything except for a stylistic choice. Whereas this seems like it has a deeper meaning that is referencing directly to the Bible.
You're right.
That's what I'm guessing too.
It's just too much to be coincidental unless the whole point of all the biblical references is just to throw you off. And if that's the case, then this fucking thing's a troll and I kind of love it.
You notice how long we just sit here and watch the same scene?
Oh no, yeah, and the fire just slowly goes in.
Yeah. I think it's
But they're
just
still-
letting you have time to sink everything in.
I need it. I can't feed more and more in when we try to set this all together. It's like, oh,
If you look at I mean, this is probably something completely arbitrary, but if you look at them, the light's coming from behind him but above her, so, I mean, I don't know if there's supposed to be a light source or if that's just the way it was drawn or if she's the light source.
I don't see her as the light source, because she was the light source earlier and it was animated.
Yeah, she was emitting a
differently.
light. Yeah, exactly. But I'm curious as to, I mean, they drew earlier these characters in darkness and they had a much different shading. Like, there's a clear light source above them now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just like a stylistic choice.
It could just be a hole in the ceiling.
Did you notice the cross changed? Never mind.
Yeah, it was like a green color.
Like it was a green color, now it's a blue color.
Time to make
I
an
don't know.
omelet.
And his hair looks purple. Which
I think
love
that's just.
purple.
I think they're just
There we
trying to
go.
get the twilight effect going.
Yeah, it's
on.
just like a lighting effect,
Yeah.
I believe. See, now the wrapping is further down, though.
Yeah. But I think that might be insignificant.
What is
I don't
he
know.
doing?
He's gonna make him an omelet.
I guess.
If he strikes it 3 times, I'm calling Noah. I'm saying he's Noah.
Could be Moses.
Oh, that's what I meant. I don't know why I said Noah. Oh, because of the ark, duh. No.
Yeah.
I totally meant Moses. Huh.
The water's succeeding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What does that make you think was in the egg?
Salt? Don't know anything else that dries up water quite that fast.
Salt.
So if the water was brung as a punishment of people's sins, and this is making it go away,
Right.
wouldn't that mean that their innocence is restored?
Right, that it's Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I don't know, that's my initial...
Could it be along the line that the egg's more like a curse and more like a biblical evil to the town itself? Or no?
Well, because here's the thing, the flooding came, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the egg cracks open and whatever's inside is let out. When that's let out, the water then goes away. Which leads me to, the whole time I've been led to believe that the egg is a Jesus parable because of the girl and her pregnancy looking stuff and then the idea that the bird might be God. The whole thing points to the egg being Jesus. So if that's the case and when the water comes out or when the water starts going away is when the egg is opened, when Jesus is quote unquote born, that makes sense. But it would make more sense if it happened when Jesus quote unquote died, but whatever.
Yeah, because when Jesus was, when he got stabbed with the spear, water came out of him.
What about this? Since we saw the girl arrive, and it's clearly her first time coming there, but yet there are already the bottles, what if she wasn't the first one to take this place, or what if she's been doing this over and over?
Right, and she's got like memento syndrome?
Possibly.
Parable.
So basically, we're in an infinite loop.
Yeah, a
Possibly.
process that repeats over and over.
Never know. Like a
An
smog on the
infinite
ground.
cycle.
Is that shading or is that like a smog?
I don't know. They probably
Which
should want to
you
animate her
also
toes.
know that life is a cycle, so it could also tie in with life.
She found her omelet.
He made breakfast without me.
Oh yeah. If this were a freaking anime from today, Oni-chan, how could you?
Oh yeah, it'd be all like
Where the fuck is my breakfast?
Wow,
Jesus.
that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Also, you notice the roots and everything?
Yeah.
And then, remember earlier when we were talking about the ink in the water, how it looked like roots?
It looked like tree roots and branches and whatnot, yeah.
A
We
little
talk
overkill
about
on
the
breaking that
tree
egg,
that-
don't you think?
God damn.
Like he really wanted that omelet.
Yeah, he don't fuck
You
around.
wanted to
Crack
make
the
that
pavement
angel
around
cake.
it.
Come
Like,
on.
geez.
When I say it's breakfast time, it's fucking breakfast time!
Oh my god.
No,
But then
I
again, what
gotcha.
if he had been cracking that egg in that same spot for hundreds of years over and over?
Yeah,
Oh, so
exactly.
can bring back the loop.
That's very interesting.
Well, yeah, because that loop thing could make sense because since it keeps playing over again, and that was playing the flash was playing maybe that huge crack on the ground. It probably explain a lot of the factors that been keep replaying.
And it seems like he knew more about whatever's going on than she did because he came in on the tanks and stuff. Like he has more knowledge.
Oh yeah, clearly.
And he's super disenfranchised with the whole thing. You can totally see it. He's like, fuck it, I'm here to break this fucking egg again. This little girl ain't gonna give me this goddamn egg. We're gonna go fuck around with these stupid flasks. I don't believe in this goddamn bird.
Just get me out of here.
But we see this egg for the first time in an actual frame that's relative to any location that we've seen before, instead of
Right.
just being an arbitrary place earlier. So
Right,
was it
yeah.
there all along?
Did, like,
I don't think
switch
so.
places? Like, what's up?
No, I don't think so either. This is interesting. What the fuck's going on? What?
Where is it?
Also,
Oh well, that's why you look where you're going.
Oh.
you notice how all the roots are holding up the ground?
Restoring of life, or no.
A rebirth?
Huh.
Look at her reflection too.
Is that an older her?
It's almost like she's got reminiscent of the same thing with like those soldiers. You know?
Her mother?
The memory. Water.
Oh, now it makes sense. I'm on acid. Got it.
We're all on
Got it.
acid.
I thought we were from the beginning.
You're on something. You're getting close.
God. Just the metaphor of pregnancy right there. Just that particular scene. Fuck.
Just wait
The
for it.
metaphor of like pregnancy and having lost your child, just the way she held her stomach and the scream earlier, like the way it harkens back to that one small moment right there was really impactful for me.
Another.
I could be totally wrong on it, but that's what it said to me, and I was just like, oh,
It's
shit.
still
Those are all
saying
eggs.
that. Let's look what
More
she
eggs.
just did.
It's very much still saying
Are
that.
those
yeah.
all eggs?
Yeah, they're all eggs.
Wow.
You can have a bunch of omelets.
Look at all those eggs.
I guess you gotta replay it another 20 more times.
I don't know.
But now you
You
see
see all these eggs on
this-
these roots. They're all tied together on these roots.
I don't want to believe in
I
that.
don't think so though, because it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I disagree too, but it was just a.
It's an interesting idea.
Oh,
definitely.
Back to the bird.
It's just a comical observation of a friend of mine.
Comical.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, we are over an hour in, and it does not even slightly feel like it.
Nope,
Yeah.
It feels like we've been watching this thing for 25 minutes.
I agree.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
crap.
All feathers.
And all these feathers. The animation of the feathers is also very beautiful.
When they decide to animate things, it is like immaculate. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So
think
I refuse to believe that there's any animation errors.
yeah. I think that when they
Yeah,
choose
now
not to
I
animate
see
things,
what
it's
you're
on
saying.
purpose. There's only
yeah.
one error that I've spotted within this movie, but I'm not sure if they did that on purpose or not. There's
And
one point, like you
yeah.
could see right now, his hand isn't wrapped.
that was the
Earlier-
first thing I was gonna mention. I was like his hands ain't wrapped after all
Yeah.
after what happened.
Yeah,
That
the
could
hand
also
wraps,
be another thing, though. Like, maybe, like, when he broke that egg, his hands healed.
No, he had the wrapping off one scene earlier that you guys didn't notice.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But look what's happening right now.
That could have been the artist, though. Like, they
Yeah.
accidentally forgot to draw.
You know, there's stuff like that's in betweeners anyways. They don't have the full idea. They just
Like we have no,
Told
like we
too.
can't 100% like really decipher to that point because oh well, here comes that thing again that came in the beginning.
but it's
The
going the
ship with
opposite
all the people?
direction.
It looks like an
Oh.
eyeball.
It's
It's, yeah, it's
Well,
looks
yeah,
like
yeah,
an
because it
eyeball.
came down before and went in the water, did it not?
But then this is also something that's very interesting here too. What we're about to see.
Now I totally see why you're looking at those faces. I'm trying to find
Ah.
it too. Oh,
Look
holy
at that.
shit. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. So, okay. I have thoughts.
What do you
I
think?
mean,
Yeah, you might as well
There's-
share them. My gosh.
I mean, each one of those people could have been a different version of her from before, or a different person that was tasked with that.
Exactly.
This could even represent sainthood. Like, this could be a whole lot of things right now.
Also, one thing I noticed is that all the women have a smaller egg on them.
Wow, this is... I love this art style, dear
It's
God.
beautiful.
I'm guessing the bigger
Jesus.
the innocence.
And he's there. He knows where this thing is coming from. Like, clearly he was waiting for it.
Yeah, he was.
So he must have... This must not be the first time he shepherded someone
No,
to
it
do
can't be.
this.
That's just too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, no way. This has to be a repeating cycle. Like, it just has to be because of him.
Yeah.
Were it not for
Yes.
him, you could make an argument, but I feel like he alone completely debunks the idea that this is not a repeating cycle.
It all
Because-
revolves around him.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying.
What if it wasn't? What if the events repeated, but time continued?
Right.
And he just breaks the egg every single time, and he forgot, like you said
Is
before,
it-
he forgot how many times he's done this.
Because I'm really just curious, like, why is he doing this? What's his like motive doing this? Is he sending this as a message from God? Is it more like a curse to sent upon him, or like?
It's clear. I think it's clearly to keep the water away.
Okay.
Like, but yeah, I mean, the basic function of this is to keep the water at bay. But there's obviously the underlying idea of God and the fishermen turned to stone. I guess that also ties into the ark thing because of the turning into pillars of salt. God, this is so... This is very intriguing. Because
Abraham,
Levi's wife turned and when she shouldn't have turned when they were leaving Sodom and Gomorrah when they were reigning.
Eli's wife.
Levi, I believe.
I thought Abraham at first. No.
It's not Abraham's wife. No, it was his buddy. And she turned into a pillar of salt. And so that's what I'm thinking about with these fishermen.
Yeah, because she looked back at the city when she wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, yep. I do recall that reference. Yep.
He could also be John the Apostle because John was known for fighting, like getting into physical altercations, and that could be the knuckle wrap thing.
You're being given another clue here. The final clue. I'm still not sure what to make of this. It's going to continue to pan out until you see the.
Oh, thank God.
Very slowly.
Like I got the black with the blues, like from the far left, like I got some water, and then it goes into the land. But then we got like the rock formation.
Yeah, the rock formation kind of looks like planks to me. But then
it looks like the tectonic plates merged.
But if you look at the center, it's kind of curved. Then you have the rocks.
Yeah.
See, also water on the other side, or is just like the planet itself, or? Oh my gosh.
But the planet's shaped like.
Oh.
But what is that shadow that we see? And what does it look like?
A boat?
Yeah, it kind of does. I've had a few subscribers that say that they think it's the ark, the bottom of the ark they're on.
That's what I'm thinking. That was my initial thought when I saw the shape. At first I was like egg, and then I was like, no, it turns too sharply.
It does look like the ark.
Yeah, like
it very much looks like the bottom of the ark.
Yeah, okay.
That's the first thing I thought.
And the black represent the water.
That could explain more of the tie-in with the fish and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, Noah's Ark.
Well, that is something that way more people need to watch, first off.
Exactly.
Yeah. For a medium of anime, my goodness, Jesus, yes.
So, now that we finished, do you want to know what it means?
I would. Do you know what it means? Does anybody? Please tell me if you do.
It's just like a theory.
Somebody actually interviewed the director, Mamoru Oshii.
Okay.
He says, movies like this, it's not up to the director to tell you what it's going to be. It's up to the viewer. So,
open-ended.
I have one of two thoughts about that. One is that it means absolutely nothing, and it was all completely random, or he has the true meaning of it all, but he didn't tell anybody.
As somebody who has written several novels, I refuse to believe anybody puts that much thought and dedication and work into something that there is no point behind.
But then again, you would be experienced enough to pull it off.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
still, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of thinking and creativity to really put all these mind-boggling different kind of conflicts and ideologies just to be like, yep, it's all troll.
I mean, it really does open up a path, as to what the possibilities could be. You could definitely tell there's a lot of religious undertones in this. And I could definitely say that it will leave a lot to interpretation. A lot of people will interpret it differently, through each view. I'm probably gonna watch it again, and it'll probably be a different interpretation each time I watch it.
Exactly. That's why I watched it so many times. I'd seen it a few times, but then there was that one time I was getting ready to make a video for it. I watched it 4 times in a week. I watched it 3 times back to back. And at one point, the 3rd time I watched it that day when I burnt myself out, I transcripted everything I was seeing and everything that was happening, everything that was said. And then I started looking up references. I started trying to find a headless angel because there was that angel which had the head of it off, the skeleton. And I was really looking into a lot of references there. And I didn't really have anybody to talk to about it. at the time because nobody had really watched the movie. But
Appreciate you sharing with us.
Yeah, seriously,
Gosh.
thank you.
appreciate you keeping an open mind to it.
No,
absolutely.
I love when I can really dive deep into something like really creative, like. In the
I
form
mean,
of
yeah,
narrative,
I did
and
make
this
fun
is a
of
good
some
example.
things about it, but
Well, that's
I
the
definitely
thing.
Nothing
We
wrong
all
with that.
started off
Good.
doing that.
Nothing wrong with that.
This was good.
No, yeah, it was
Definitely
very,
watch
very
it
good.
again.
I'm like stuck on it, like mentally stuck on it
I
right
know,
now.
I'm not-
sitting here trying to figure it out.
Trying to replay my thoughts, like, okay, I saw that, okay.
And this
Thank you,
time,
Bob.
watching it with you all, I've noticed the significance of the color red, or maybe it's completely insignificant, but even if it doesn't mean anything, how many more times can I watch this movie and think I found something, even if it doesn't mean anything? Because
I could
Exactly.
guess
that's
the
something that they
red
do very
could-
well.
Like, the red could probably represent blood, maybe?
It could,
I
but
was
it could
kind of
just-
going with that when Gabe was like making the joke, like, oh, it's probably blood in there. I'm like, could be.
Well, there's also I mean, it's not necessarily a biblical reference. It's not a reference taken directly from the Bible, but it is a biblical references in the sense that it references the Bible. Whenever you read, I believe, the New King James Version, whenever Jesus speaks, his text is always in red.
Yeah.
And every depiction of the Catholic Jesus, he has like a red shawl over him. He has like a red covering, whereas nobody else does.
That's interesting.
It's also the color of fire and, energy. Like, it's a passionate color, of course.
But,
Right.
You know, one thing that's really interesting about this is that if it was all explained at the end, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Not at all. I'm glad it wasn't.
Exactly.
Like, it could
Thoroughly glad.
It could be anything. Like, red is the color of passionate, love, seduction, violence, danger, anger, adventure. Like, it could be anything, really. Like,
Yeah, but that's
and it
too
can also
open-ended.
be it can also be a symbolism of today arises from its powerful association in the past.
What?
Yeah. That's what
You
it could
lost us.
mean.
I'm like, what?
It could mean like today, like a new day.
I mean,
A new day, like the past is gone, but a new day arises.
And it's the same old shit, because some girl coming with her egg, and you gotta break it.
Yeah.
like, oh, good news
It could
again,
be that.
guys.
I'm probably looking too deep into this.
One
This
thing
is-
I was
it's-
thinking in a more literal sense is that when the girl jumped off the cliff, you see the tree roots, and then you also see the roots in the water. You see the roots reaching up. He's talking about how everything's turned to stone because the tree sucks the life. What if they exist in the idea of the flood, but they also live on this tree, which pushed their area of ground out of the water towards the sky?
That is one of the first things I started thinking about after the Noah thing. I totally lost my train of thought while I was thinking about it. But I was like, oh, this is totally the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And then nope, it's like, oh, maybe it's not. And then started talking about Noah, and I'm like, wait, didn't they send out a bird to find land, and it like rested on a tree and came back or something? Like
Yeah,
they
I
found
think
a
they
tree
sent
that
it
was
out
poking
twice,
out.
from what I read investigating this. So I'm familiar with the
But-
story, but not like word for word familiar.
I'm
But,
pretty
yeah,
sure
I
there was
think
a
red
bird
does
that
have
they'd sent out several
significance.
birds.
Sorry.
They sent that's okay. They sent out, I believe, a raven and a crow. Neither of those came back, and they sent out a dove. And the dove found, I think, an olive branch to go sit on or something.
Yeah,
And then,
they wanted it
it
to
brought
bring
back the olive branch?
dry wood, so they know that there's like
Yeah.
land somewhere.
Okay.
Exactly, and I think that's where the term extending an olive branch comes from. But yeah, so anyways, that's really an interesting thought, that like it could be that quote unquote olive branch sticking out of the flood.
Yeah,
That's God.
There's a lot to take.
yeah, there's a lot.
God, there's a lot to take into this.
And
I wasn't prepared to think today.
it's pretty funny because I was out shopping one time. I was in this Target, and this guy just approached me, started talking to me. Of course, it was this guy trying to get me to join his religion club. And I was thinking, like, I should probably go with this guy and show them Angel's Egg, but then they probably might want to get me to wear robes and shave my head or something.
Yeah, they might just out and out crucify you.
But yeah,
Fucking
this something
crazies.
like this is really interesting to see, because everybody, no matter if you're religious or not religious, you're going to have certain things that you're going to think, and it's really going to blow you away. I think this movie it could be one of the biggest icebreakers when it comes to getting somebody into anime, too, because I don't think there's anybody in the world who could watch this and not have anything to say after it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
of course, like little kids, always boring.
Yeah, it was...
Oh,
no, yeah.
there's no
But
action.
You can think logically at all.
Yeah, you could show this to any
yeah.
adult or mature
There's no
thinking
boobies.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
no
it's very interesting in the way that it does or does not approach religion. It's not like ham-fisted. It doesn't like try to shove it down your throat, and it doesn't like try to subvert any messages to you. It's just like, here's our story. Take it for what you will. Like it's so interesting.
There's one pretty interesting thing here. I didn't research it to see the validity of it. I just took it at face value because I really didn't see... it could be either way at this point for me. It could be religious or non-religious, but I was watching one review, and actually 2 reviews. 2 different people stated that it was something in Mamoru Oshii's past where I think he wanted to be a preacher or some sort of position in the church or something, but it didn't happen. And there was a whole other symbolic thing she was saying about the fish, but I don't really buy into that. But then again, everybody has their own viewpoint on it, so that's the beauty of watching it. You can come away with something different every time.
Absolutely, God.
It's only an hour and a half long, but you can have 15, 20 hours worth of enjoyment out of it.
It's not even an hour and a half. It's like an hour and 11 minutes, and it is well worth every moment.
Watch an
Yeah,
hour
and
and
it
11 minutes and
felt
just have
like
a whole
25
hour worth
minutes.
of conversation about it. My goodness.
We
It
need
seriously felt shorter than most episodes of anime that I've seen.
It did.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're being flooded with so much empty space and nothing's actually happened, but you don't think about that because you're too busy trying to realize everything.
Yeah, you're too busy trying to piece everything together that you don't even realize things are passing by and you're getting hit with new information. It's just, God, it's so very good. And the very little bit of dialogue completely, it both, like, solidifies what you're seeing, but it also, like, subverts it.
It
Yeah,
does.
I was about to say,
absolutely.
like, yeah, when the whole dialogue was going by, there was like, a lot of things I noticed in the background that I was like, I need to listen to this dialogue, but like, it really kind of diverts you kind of away, like what you're looking at and experiencing. And it does help, but man, I agree with Gabe. It definitely kind of gets you out of like, I need to focus on this. Wait, I'm missing something. Back and forth constantly.
That's the thing. They give you a clue, then if you look hard enough, there's not a single clue that I have that I don't have another reason for it to be negated. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have my own idea as to what it was about and what it means, but there's at least 5 or 6 things I can think of off the top of my head that completely unravel my little hypothesis. It's...
Also,
God damn.
it's made it came out in 1986, so seeing that we've already passed this and we've already seen everything, it's easily one of the most beautifully animated. What would you guys rate this if you wanted to?
I kind of diverted myself away from rating anime, but man, this was an experience nonetheless.
God.
I'll go first if you want.
Oh, you
Absolutely.
go.
I didn't. I wanted to go in depth in a review and put everything down, but there's just nothing that I can say about this. I couldn't spoil it if I wanted to. I could not spoil it if I tried. You can't say really anything about it, but I would definitely say that this is an easy 10 just because of all of the thought that it invokes, and everybody can see it and walk away with a different experience. There's not much else anime like this.
I couldn't really disagree at all. Yeah, I couldn't really disagree because I mean, mainly if I was to like critically look at an anime and kind of decide if I maybe do a review on it, I always kind of keep this in mind. Like, all right, this is the anime. Does it do what it tries to portray, and does it do it right and what it wants to be? And my God, I want to say it knows what it wants to be, but I don't know what it is.
It's
So,
exactly what it wants to be, but you just don't know.
I
So,
just couldn't.
yeah.
I couldn't really look at it critically because
hard.
you
Yeah,
know,
no, it was...
Hard.
Because
It would
it's
be
something
really
that I
hard.
can't... I don't have the degrees to criticize this.
I don't look into all these research and details. I don't know.
I mean, there's just too much to look at when it comes to looking at it critically. I mean,
Yep.
If a casual viewer was to look at it, they'd probably be like, this isn't interesting, you know.
Depending on the viewer.
Depending on,
Yeah.
you know, the viewer. But, you know, you couldn't really look at it critically and say, oh, this it's obvious that this is supposed to display symbolism in a way that, you know...
You said
blah,
the
blah,
word
blah.
obvious.
You know,
No.
you could put brainy specs and try to look at it, but I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Gabe, go right ahead. You got something to add on?
Basically, if I had to give this a critical score, and this is just based on the one issue that I had, it's my critical score would probably be a 9.9 out of 10. And the reason for that minus 0.1 is because in the very beginning there's a lot of slow moving static shots that I feel like could take a lot of people out of it and don't let, like, a lot of people would go, like, how do I explain this? With the way anime moves nowadays and the way that we're all ADD and ADHD and shit like that, things move a lot faster. So nowadays, somebody watching this just might not even be able to get past the credit scene to see how amazing this actually is, because those first 5 minutes have such slow pans over very static shots. I understand you're trying to create a feeling, you're trying to create imagery, you're trying to showcase things that are going to matter later and trying to give static images that are going to set the tone and possibly set your train of thought for this. But they last about twice as long as they should, in my opinion. And that could take a lot of new viewers out of watching this. And that is a goddamn shame, because it is a masterpiece. Hands down, it is a masterpiece, period, from my perspective. And that's the only negative I see of it. So it gets minus 0.1 because of that alone.
It's pretty interesting, because I think it's the opposite. I think that the opening scene is very important, that it's so slow because of the mood that it sets. If you sit down and it starts off any other way, but then the rest of the movie slows down, that would be worse than just seeing a little bit slow in the beginning.
Well, I'm not saying that it has to, like, I'm not saying it has to be like ADHD and super fast, but there were, like, minute-long sequences of just static panning shots, and I get it, and I totally agree with you that that is very important, but they could have been cut down to 40 seconds to 30 seconds and still had a similar effect without necessarily taking new viewers out of the experience.
That is true, too.
That's literally my only nitpick whatsoever, and it's like the pickiest of nits. Like,
yeah, I've got
those pan shots. Oh.
Small nitpick, just a few times that the animation dropped the bandage on his hands, because, you know, you're looking at details with that sort of light. The in-betweener dropped the bandage twice, I believe, and then, like, moved positions. But, you know, that's just such an anal retentive observation of mine, but that just comes from my insanity of watching it over and over. And from seeing it this many times, usually you notice things like the edges of the cell sliding across the screen. You notice stuff like this back in... Well, that's more of like a 70s thing, but still, sometimes in the 80s you see it.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, I love it. I'm so very happy that you suggested it, because, dear God, this kind of changed my perspective on anime.
There's really still did. Hope.
It really did, like, genuinely. It actually
there is
did.
Still hope.
Yeah,
it's just flooded. It's just flooded with nonsensical things that, like, nowadays.
It's flooded with shonen and ecchi, and
yeah, man.
The current state is... It's a hot mess. There's a couple gems, but it is a hot mess. And this was just very refreshing.
Oh my God.
How many of you here have seen Paranoia Agent?
Me.
Oh, yeah.
I have. Yes.
That's something that I put pretty much on the same level as this. The only difference is that there's actually a meaning behind everything there. You can actually watch it over and over again and find different clues, which may not go together, but they all have meaning, because it's a social parody, basically. And it's more
Also,
like
keep
an
in
observation.
mind, you know, there's no dialogue in this at all.
Well, slight ones. Like, there's a few moments of, like, conversation that they do.
In
bring
Paranoia Agent, there was dialogue, and, you know, the characters interacted, and, you know, they spoke to each other, and, you know, but I see where Bob's coming from with this, you know, because with Paranoia Agent, it's a mindfuck. And you pretty much have to, you know, see it as it is, and you'll have a different interpretation of it. Like, we'll see it differently.
The difference is
this one just is like a troll. Like, there's
the reason
I disagree. The difference between Paranoia Agent and Angel's Egg for me is that with Angel's Egg, you have what I'm going to call convoluted simplicity. It's so very simple, but so very complex that there is so much replay value in watching it, and it's not as huge of an endeavor as trying to watch Paranoia Agent.
That's right.
Paranoia
it
Agent,
really
you have
does
to put
help
time
with,
aside.
Yeah, but it really also helps that they don't like give you the answer at the end. It's just really
That
left
is
to
true.
you to leave
Exactly.
and just decipher it yourself and come back and experience it again. And probably have a different ideology, like what you believe in and what you think this all means. I mean, there's so much. You probably could dive in back and forth, rewatching it 10.
Oh, absolutely. I love Paranoia Agent. I love the opening. Like, oh
Yeah.
my god. The opening
I love
is
it,
so
but I
great.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
this is just like the little. It's just like cherry on top. My God. Oh.
Yeah, this to me is on some kind. It's just on a different level. Like, I love Paranoia Agent, and prior to this, it might have been like a 9.8. But just because this exists, it almost knocks Paranoia Agent down to like a 9.6, 9.5.
The reason why I mentioned Paranoia Agent, because both, not so much because they're two different titles that you could watch over and over again, but because both of them changed my viewpoint of anime so much. It was almost like I was just reborn into this whole new light of anime from watching Paranoia Agent and then watching this. You know, they're two shows that would really just open your mind and make you realize that there's more to anime than just screaming and punching
Absolutely.
and tits.
Absolutely.
You just get clouded with all that's left in like now in the current media with anime and everything in this industry. So it's like,
And
But,
the sad
yeah.
thing is, stuff like this could still be made, but they
It
don't
could.
make it.
It's ultimately goes down to business. Like this is not the thing that sells money. It sucks.
Yes.
It really does.
We don't pander to socially awkward needs, so
Yeah, clearly. So yeah, it doesn't exist, right?
This deserves a lot more exposure. I
Yeah,
can't
it
wait to
does.
get this up. This is going to be, like, I can't wait to show people this. Like, I want to share this now.
Yeah.
I totally see why you wanted to share it with us, and God, I appreciate that you did.
I'm glad you
Thank
kept an
you,
open
Bob.
mind to it. Oh, no problem. Thank you for enjoying this with me. I love watching this movie with different people. It's like the third different audience of people that I watch it with. I'd show it to the world if I could. Even
Oh,
as the
we're
person.
gonna sure try.
Should.
Hopefully
Yeah.
people know about it now.
Well, I had my recommendation sort of video up on it, so let's
Oh,
do
there
it
you
real
go.
good.
Yeah,
And
you
plus,
wanna
we
do
just
an
watched
outro?
the whole thing on YouTube right here. So the
Oh, that's
tools
true,
are
you
out
could.
there for people.
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
there.
definitely
So
out
it's not. There's no excuse to deny. Like, oh, I can't watch it. There's no.
But if
I will have a
anybody
link
out
to the
there
video.
from any sort of licensing company just so happens to be listening, so you really
Yeah.
have a responsibility to hear,
Yeah.
especially if anybody from what is it, NISA, where they have like the awesome box sets and all the extras and stuff. How awesome would that be?
Oh, I'll pay good money for that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, so let's wrap it up with the intro or the outro real quick. Because we've been talking about it like 20 minutes past
You don't go on for like hours on end with this. You know.
Honestly, we probably will.
Oh,
yeah,
like,
I
after this
definitely
is over, we'll probably continue
Oh,
talking about
God.
it. But for now, for everybody listening, I am Shintao Genesis. You can find me at youtube.com/Shintao Genesis or on Twitter at Shintao Genesis. JC, where can the people find you?
I think find me here on the OtaKrew down in the description below or on the channel as well. You look at me on YouTube, JcGreen the reviewer, or on Twitter at JcGreenYT.
And Dustin?
Well, you can find me here on OtaKrew sometimes,
Sometimes.
or all the time now. But you can find me at TheHyruleBard. That's my main channel where I do Let's Plays and video game reviews. And you can also find me on my anime channel, Hyrule Anime, where I do anime reviews and anime stuff. So yeah, go check me out.
Fantastic. And Bob, where can the people find you?
Everybody can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/BobTheSamurai, Twitter BobTheSamurai, and also I have my newly created Facebook anime community group, the Anime Dojo. You can find me there. It was a pleasure doing this with you guys. I'm definitely interested in coming back if I have time in the future.
Oh, you're
Absolutely.
always
We would
welcome.
love to have you
You're
again.
always
Just this
welcome,
one
man.
experience alone is mind-blowing.
God, jeez.
Dear God. Oh, well, for everyone at the OtaKrew, thank you guys for listening so much, and go watch this if you have not seen it.
Do it now.
Link in the description below. It is totally worth your hour and 11 minutes.
Senpai
Go
commands
now.
you to go watch it.
Senpai
Oh,
commands you to listen
Bob
to him.
said it. He said it, people. Do it now.
Later, everyone.
Peace.
Later.
Bye.
Everybody, put your hands up, softly lighting. 翼になれ、見ていたいな。夢中になれる君、今が成長期、新世界へ。 標語を